I see you.
Yeah.
This Island Talk, the podcast, episode 5. We got my brother G's in the building. We got Sam in the building.
Sir.
Special guest Laurin Mincy in the building. I'm Reese Max, my brother.
Joe Gotti.
And this Island Talk, the podcast. We can start off with just a little bit about yourself, your background, when you started hooping, where you went to high school at, all that.
Laurin's here. Yeah. Laurin's
The
here.
GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
So I want y'all to know. Laurin's a hooper. Yeah. I want y'all to know.
All right, so pretty much it's a funny story. So I started probably around the age of 2. And I say that because the game has just followed me my entire life. My dad tells a story about me. We were in the kitchen, in the living room when I was younger. He was watching a Magic and Jordan rivalry game on TV. He had to record it. My dad's a big basketball fan himself. And he was ready to put me to bed, and he was walking me back to the room, and I started crying. So he's like, okay, maybe she just want to be rocked a little bit. So he walked back into the living room, put the game on. I stopped crying. So then he's like, okay. So he turns it off. I start crying again. So when he puts it back on, I start crying. So from that moment, like I always talk about my dad to people. Like, he was the one that introduced me to the game. He's the one who taught me the game, and still to this day, he's still teaching me about the game. But definitely at that age, I've had Fisher Price hoops.
Okay.
In my crib, right? I didn't have the luxury of having a basketball court outside, like a lot of our people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to figure out how to make hoops. I used to be at my grandmother's house. I would ball some socks up, and I would be shooting them in the laundry basket, or I'd be wasting foil, like in the kitchen, shooting in the garbage can, like anything.
I used to waste foil too.
Yo, fact, anything that I
could
find.
I was making earrings. Yeah, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I used to make the grills.
But yeah, honestly, anything that I could find. And I went to St. Joseph in East Orange, because I'm originally from East Orange. That's where I grew up. I didn't move to Newark until high school with my dad, because I used to live with my mom. And so my first organized game was at 10. Prior to that, my dad was just putting me in a lot of camps. I remember going to Essex County College camp most of the summer, Rutgers camp. And that, honestly, that was pretty much it. He was just taking me outside most times, just playing games with me. And one thing, he never forced me, right? He never put a lot of pressure on me. So it was always fun. It was just like, damn, I'm going outside to play with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, first to 10. Like, all right, you got to make 5 from this spot. All right, hit the backboard, backboard swish. You got to make 5 swishes in a row, right? But that's teaching me how to, I'm making the shot, or I'm hitting the rim, but now I'm swishing. So it's just helping me shoot the ball. So when I had my first my organized game at St. Joseph East Orange, mind you, all my stuff is retired there. My first game, my dad couldn't make it. My dad couldn't make the game or whatever, and my mom called them or whatever, and he was like, yeah, how'd she do? He was like, maybe like 15. He always tell me, like 15, 20. I thought, I was like, so he's like, how you do? I was like, I had 36.
First game, 30 ball. 36.
He's like,
I might have 7.
Wait, what? Put your mom on the phone. And then my mom, she don't know really much about the game. She knows now. And she was like, yeah, I think she had like 36 points. And,
like it's
so
like,
right. Wow, okay.
Right.
And then from there, it just got bigger and bigger, and I got better and better. And honestly, like, I tell people all the time, like, it was a gift. Like, it is a gift. I never had to exert much energy. I wish I would have worked as hard, but I didn't have to work hard, like, truthfully. And I kind of just took that each year. I met some of my best friends in elementary school playing basketball. We played in my school was a Catholic school, so we played other Catholic schools around pretty much like Essex County area, schools in Irvington, things like that. So it got me ready for competition really early. I actually started playing AAU after I played a team from South Orange. Like, I guess the coach, she was the AAU coach, killed them. Let me get you on my team, right? So that kind of like sparked the whole like taking basketball kind of serious. I think I got my first offer from, I think it was Richmond Spiders. That was like
Shout out to Richmond too.
In 6th grade, it was
in
like
sixth
about
grade.
6th grade. I played for the New Jersey Crusaders. Like we won the state tournament every year, back to back. But it definitely was new to me.
Yeah.
Like
we might have to stop her a little bit, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
This is
wait,
a little
wait.
too
All
much.
right,
You
wait.
overlooking that. That's a little too
Facts. She was in the
crazy.
bag, so I was just gonna keep going.
So we only at 12, and we got a scholarship offer already. Shout out to Richmond too, because they boys just beat Kentucky. Richmond
Yeah, they
boys
just beat
Kentucky.
yeah, they beat
Shout out to
Kentucky.
Richmond.
Yeah.
But okay, so you got your first offer at what age?
12.
12. That's 6th grade.
Bro,
6th grade. That's 6th grade, bro.
bro.
How tall you think you were around that?
And in 5th grade, I was already 5'7".
About 5'7". Okay, so you was tall.
Heavy.
Wow.
I was hitting
So-
the ball, so
Right.
like even with training now, I tell my kids like they bring these like tall girls, they like 8th grade, and I'm like, what they have you doing out there? They're like at the elbow, at the box. I'm like, no. Right? We moving into positionless basketball. I need
Yeah,
you
we
to
handle.
handle the ball
Right.
because you might not grow. I stopped growing.
Right.
I shot up to 6 foot, probably about 16.
Right.
I was
And
done.
that's
It was
Right.
over.
Okay.
So you can imagine if he had me outside doing post moves the
Right.
whole
Yeah.
time.
It'd have been
I know how to get down there though.
Yeah, exactly. You know how to play. You're a player. You know what I mean? You're a player. Now that's what's up. And did your dad play? I mean, just to back up a little bit. Okay.
He played for Weequahic High School.
Okay.
In Newark. He actually is a baseball player.
Okay.
Yeah, so he played baseball.
Yeah, Marty
for
baseball.
Seton Hall.
Yeah,
He
baseball.
played baseball for Seton Hall for a little bit.
Okay. That's what's up.
Okay.
All right. So shout out to Pops.
Yo,
All right. You're
just-
athlete.
Just to backtrack a little more, because
Just a
you
little
skipped
bit.
over. Yeah, you skipped over a lot. Just the whole getting your jersey retired elementary school thing. Like, I never heard of it before.
unheard
So
of.
you're the
unheard
first and the only person to get their jersey retired elementary school.
That's unheard
So
of.
I haven't heard of it. So you're the only one to me. That's it. I don't care whoever else. You the one. So how did that happen? Like, how many points did you have to score for that to even come about? Like,
I think it was it was like 4,000, something crazy like that. Like it was kids, yo. It was kids stepping on my feet. I used to tell them
All right, yo.
to step on my feet.
so like that.
Bruh, that's awesome. Y'all, you played how many years?
4,
4. So you played what, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th? No.
5th, 6th, 7th.
Oh, you saw. Oh, okay. Oh, so it was middle school.
Yeah,
Okay, so
middle
I thought
school.
you said elementary school. Oh, okay.
Well, technically, I wanted to play in 4th grade. They used to have a little basketball clinic, but I had to wait till 5th. I could have played
Okay,
4th.
so
So technically it was middle school.
So it was like middle. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
right.
Fifth for us was elementary.
That was elementary, yeah.
Okay, so for y'all it was different, but you was at a different type of school.
Yeah.
Okay, so from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th,
Yeah.
about 4,000 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. They seasons be shorter and
You're
everything.
saying it like it's regular. That's not crazy.
I know.
That's great. Like that's not crazy. That's crazy.
Well, sometimes my dad would not let me play half the game.
I already know. I already know how it could have been more.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And you only play like 20 games in middle school like that, ain't
High
it?
school too.
We know.
Four.
Oh, we know. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to high school. I told you was my favorite high school player. I didn't even know you. I used to grab
Right.
the paper at home to see how much you got.
20 games.
Yeah, 38, 34. Like it was crazy in high school, man. Like you made it look too easy.
Right.
So I mean, was we done backtracking? I mean, we had to just get back to the jersey retire.
You give me some more. I would
Yeah,
love
if
some
you got
more.
more,
You
yeah,
would love
word.
some more.
All right, so about 12 I got the first offer. Played AU with the Crusaders. I think I got the offer because we went to like the nationals every year, and we played. I was playing up though. I was playing a year up every year.
Right.
And we played. Kelly Ferris was on the team. She went to UConn.
Okay.
She was playing for Connecticut. I'm not sure. I don't think she plays for them anymore. But yeah, had a good showing against her. Right, she's older than me. She's probably like top 10 in the nation at that time. So it was like that was my matchup. They ended up winning, but again, I had a good showing from there. Like everything just got crazy. It felt like I was a childhood star. Like everybody like talks about like, yo, if we put you in this time, like you would be making that bread on Instagram. I'm like, yeah,
Facts.
God,
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, word,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? He knew where to put me, you know what I'm saying? And outside of that, like, I feel like I was just like a well-rounded kid, like very humble. Didn't recognize what it was until now, but I'm an introvert at times, so like people could think I'm very standoffish, right? Non-approachable, but I feel like I'm one of the nicest people, you know, in the world for real. But it was just like I'm not comfortable talking to you. I really don't have nothing to say. Like, hi, bye, let me keep it moving. So even within that, like, I had a bunch of scholarships to like go to like Montclair Kimberly. That's like one of the top academic schools in Jersey, North Academy, all those big schools. But I'm just like, what's the basketball team? What's the basketball team looking like? And so I kind of had my pick of schools, like kids do now, like announcing high schools, whatever. But I went to university and picked university. My older sister was going there. Sheree, she actually she played basketball for Howard. Prior to that, played ball full scholarship for Howard. And I kind of like just wanted to go where I was comfortable. My whole family, entire family's from Newark. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in Newark. And then I didn't realize it though. My dad said it was a bunch of, my games would be like packed. I didn't know. I'm not worried about my I'm a kid. But the coach from university, Coach Fee, she would be coming to my games, and I felt like I was most comfortable with her, so I decided to go to university.
Was there any other options like that she was thinking about, or it was just strictly university?
Who was second?
I mean,
seconds.
Honestly, I was just picking schools based off of like academic reasons.
Okay.
So it was like Union Catholic, just schools, just based off their
academic program.
Just based off the academic program. I'm not even thinking about basketball. And then my dad mentioned university. They had a pretty it was a pretty good academic school at the time. And it was in Newark. You had to test to get in. So I was like, let me take my chance here and see what happens. So.
That's what's up. And Big Sis, how old is Big Sis? Did y'all get to play together, or
Nah, she's 4 years older than me.
That would have been dope.
That's whack, man. She come to class for you, so you get make it that 1 year with her.
So that's where were you ranked at the time that you decided to go to high school? Were you ranked at the time?
See, I don't even know.
Okay.
I have no idea. Maybe if they were doing rankings back then.
I believe so.
They probably
yeah.
Scouts, who was it? Scouts or something.com.
Yeah, Scout Focused or something.
NJ.com.
NJ.com. Yeah, what? Yeah, I remember I was 168. I was happy.
I was
in Jersey.
Yo.
That's
hilarious, bro. So let's get into your first year. Like, that was probably like the most legendary year I've ever seen in my life. And that's when you like kind of came on the scene for me. At that time, I'm probably in like middle school, and I think y'all had played ended up playing Willingboro. So that's when I played Willingboro in the TOC, right?
Yep.
So so I used to love like our girls at that time, Joe. You know our girls. Yeah.
I thought our girls was the ones.
I thought they was the ones.
I'm like, easy say we the ones.
I thought they was the ones, bro. So y'all matched up against them, and that's the first time that I kind of came across you. I heard the Laurin Mincy, but that was my first time actually like seeing it. Like, and I seen the numbers that you had that game or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like now I really gotta tune in. So I think after that, y'all championship game was on TV, and that was, who did y'all play in the final?
Trenton.
Y'all played Trenton in the TOC final. And you was wild in that game. Like with moves that you see NBA people do like now, like vet buckets as a freshman. Just wilding is an understatement. I don't even know what the word to describe what you did. So just walk me through that whole season, like as a freshman, going into the TOC, the playoffs, and all that.
All right, so I had to agree with you. Like, I tell people, like, that was one of my best years of basketball, like, and I've done a lot, obviously. But it was just a feel of family that made it worthwhile. Like, we were very young. We only had maybe like one senior. Yeah, we had one senior on the team at that time. We had Nadir McKinnon. She was a sophomore at the time. Shout out to Nadi St. John's. And then we had a couple of other players that were sophomores, but we came in with 5 freshmen, and 2 of those freshmen had played with me at St. Joe's too. So I kind of felt good going in. But anytime, it doesn't matter how many times I play basketball, that first game, my anxiety is through
butterflies, all that. Exactly.
Butterflies in my stomach. I'm just like, right. You don't know what to expect when you get to high school. It's a different level. I'm thinking like, damn, I'm about to be in here with these big girls. mind you, like a couple of years back with AAU, I did try to play with my sister, and I was maybe like 10 or 11, and I tried to play 14s, went to the practice, came out the practice. I'm like, no, not doing it.
Right.
They were too strong. I had the skills, but they were just physically too strong than me, and I was a little punk during that time. So, like, I'm just like, nah. So I'm assuming like kind of gonna be the same thing when I get up there. So, first day of practice, we going through tryouts, things like that. Like, again, I'm just like feeling like I'm a kid. Like, I gotta put on my best, gotta go into this trial with everything. Again, I get up there, you know what I'm saying, we can going through everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, okay, I could do this, you know what I'm saying? And we kind of got our team together. Shout out to all the coaches we had on staff that year. We had we had a lot of volunteers, and we had a couple of assistant coaches that definitely made sure, like, kept us level-headed. I remember this one story. They made us like jog from my school to Weequahic Park, which is probably like, I don't know.
Miles.
It's a couple miles.
Couple
to get to
miles.
Weequahic Park. You gotta
Sound
go
like
down the hill.
yeah.
You gotta run all the way down the hill. Weequahic Park, it's a lake. They made us run around the lake. The lake's like 2-3 miles or something like that.
Weequahic sound far.
Yeah.
Ran around that lake and run
W.
back up to the school. Like, and it was in the middle of the winter, right? So
Right.
So I just remember that, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody was on the same page. Everybody kind of knew their roles that year, and we were the underdogs. So I think that's kind of what gave us an advantage, because nobody thought we was going to do anything.
Did you know that you were starting from the jump, or like?
No, I didn't know.
Okay.
I had no idea until
You
like,
knew.
I feel like you know.
I feel like you just being humble right
You
there.
wouldn't have went there if you
I
ain't
didn't
know.
know any idea until after, like, you know what I'm saying, the first couple of practices.
Okay.
Like, all right. Like, you know, I always gotta look and see like who I'm going against, my competition, even in games. Like, I'll shoot around a little bit, get there early, warm up, and then I'm sitting on that bench. I need to look. Right. I'm super observant, analytical.
Scouting,
I need all that. I'm scouting. Right. I'm like, okay. And I'm watching to see if you're looking at me too. Like, that happens so frequently. It happens so frequently. I'm like, oh, they scared as shit. Okay, cool. Like, ram it down their throat, run a tip off. It's over. So.
And mental be half the battle. That's what they don't know.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
They make it easy for you when they boxing one of you off rip. It's like, oh, y'all scary. Like, y'all ain't even, you ain't even giving your girl a chance to guard me by herself. Like, y'all.
I like that you just said that. Like, I feel like before I used to think, like, when I used to come out for warm ups, like, I don't give a fuck them niggas down there. But all right, actually looking down there, like, you gotta know that this nigga is capable of killing you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that kind of bring out the best of you. Like,
seeing what they working on, what they doing different. The teams that come out warm up, you know, like some of them teams who got the good warm ups, you like, all right, I know how they about to. They sweating before they come out, take their warm ups, so they ready. And it's just, you know, you gotta watch, see how they coming.
Like, for me, like, if I'm shooting good in warm ups, I know I'm gonna have a bad game. Like, if I'm knocking everything down, I'm like, damn, this is gonna be.
All right, you know. Start yourself up.
But like other people, it could be different. They down there shooting well. It's just like, all right, I gotta play a little D today. They missing. Cool. You can't throw a rock in the ocean. Bet.
So how much did you have that first game?
Honestly, I don't remember.
You don't remember? Was it 20 ball, 30 ball? Okay. Okay.
And it was kind of. I kind of got more comfortable. You know, the game slows down the more and more you play. So it was kind of like that. And during that time, we weren't playing against like North schools. We didn't get to play the schools in our area until like the Christmas tournament or the Essex County tournament. So those were the games that I was looking for, right? And I love that about university. Like, everybody came to our games, even the girls' games. Like, everybody poured in. Like, whereas now, like, you see, like, damn, obviously we're in COVID, but like, it's not the same fandom. It's not the same atmosphere.
I wish I lived in Newark at that time.
I
would have been there.
Y'all it's just a whole other energy up top, man.
Crazy. And so, as we went along the season, we started getting better and better. I think being able to be challenged by Shabazz, like, we got to the Christmas tournament, played them in the chip, obviously. They was #1 or #2 in the state, you know, flipping back and forth with Trenton. Our first game against them, lost by like 25. Like
humbled you.
Humbled us. I'm like, all right, we gotta get better. A lot of them was playing scary too, though. I don't know what to tell y'all about that. Like, y'all just gotta play. They tie their laces just like us.
Right.
But a lot of them, they grew up with them. Right. I grew up in East Orange, so like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just out here hooping. And then maybe the Essex County tournament is what? Maybe a couple of weeks later, we played better. We were in it with them the entire game, let it slip away. We might have lost by like 12, 15. So now we more confident. I'm like, yo, that third time's a charm.
Right.
So I was kind of mad that they got disqualified that year.
Right.
And they always hang that over our heads. Like,
we're the one that we was able to play hard, you know.
Shoulda, coulda.
Right.
Like,
I got a bone to pick with Shabazz. We lost to them my senior year. Sections, man. Shabazz. Shout out to them though, man. They always have hoopers, man.
Before you move on, that's one thing that I wish that we would have had, that like a county tournament.
Yeah.
Like if we would have had a county, that shit would have been lit. Sam, you'd have been that joint wild and like it was.
Every game would have been stupid. Well, no, that was the tech tournament.
Yeah, we like a whole county joint.
Our Christmas tournament.
We
didn't play around our way. Like,
oh my.
Yeah, so
county. That's what I said. Y'all tell it's just a whole.
It's a different.
Top, man, they really like basketball. They trying to make it official. Like down here, and that's what we be talking about, like the difference. North Jersey, like when they get one, just surrounding them, coming out to support. Like they do around here. Like don't get me wrong, but it's just different. Like you get up top, you know what I mean? They really wilding for you. They might not know you, might have just seen you in the paper, but they really like rooting for you because they just love ball a different way than we love ball down here.
Like we never had that. So kind of speak about how them county tournaments was like.
The tournaments was crazy because obviously you got all the North schools. Like North got like 20 schools. Then you got any school that's within Essex County. So Seton Hall Prep, Montclair, just everybody that's in the area.
I love feeling like I was there. Like, give me the story.
We playing at Essex County College, so we playing in the college court, the big gym, like the atmosphere. It's crazy.
Right.
And so it would just be live, and you got like games back after back. And obviously the girls just don't play on one day. Like the girls might play, then the boys might play. So like that crowd is staying there, like you said, and just supporting the whole time. Like obviously if you got like, no disrespect to weak and teams.
But some of them ain't it though.
Side, like you know what I'm saying, they not really coming out to those games, but those semifinal games leading up to the finals games, like definitely. I remember who was playing up there. I think I was young, and maybe who was playing. I think it was it was a boys game. It might have been like Seton Hall Prep and Bloomfield Tech. Oh yeah, Bloomfield Tech in that too.
I rock with Bloomfield. A couple of my homeboys at Bloomfield.
My two cousins played for Bloomfield Tech. So I'm watching that game. I'm like, this I want to play this.
That's it right there.
But yeah, definitely very competitive. Bragging rights, right? Everybody you know in there. So you gotta be on the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You trying to win that thing. Brag, like you said, bragging rights for the town, you know what I mean? For your county, your city, like that's major, you know what I mean? That's to the next year. Exactly. I mean, y'all get any rings or anything, just the coach.
Yeah, the coach, you might get a little ring.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. So yeah, I wish we had that.
That's our environment, Sam. That's our environment,
We're gonna enjoy bugging out every game.
Right.
All right, so I guess transitioning, still in high school. I know you're receiving accolades now, probably some more scholarships, obviously. Did you play AAU at this point?
Yeah, so I was still, actually was still playing with the Crusaders probably until, I want to say till I was 14. I never played for a big club as well, so like, when I tell kids, like, they gonna find you, like, they'll find you if you're tough. Like, you just gotta play. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your head down. So I was playing the Crusaders till I was about 14. And then my dad I went back to the Flames, the team I tried out with, but I was playing with my age group. So I was playing with them probably for the next 2 years, per se. And at that time, I kind of had my pick, so like I was just playing because I wanted to be around my friends, like truthfully. And I mean, at that point, maybe trying to like move, like just being competitive, trying to like move my status up with the rankings. I think at that time I was like maybe 5th in the country. at that time, and
that's 10th grade.
Yeah, in 10th grade, I was probably like after that freshman year, like everything just shot up. Right. That sophomore year, we started getting invited. I told you I played against Skylar, T-Mobile Invitational. And,
all right, so this is the perfect opportunity for us to stop, and we need the story. Like you just can't let I play Skylar. You know what I'm saying? Nah. What happened against? What happened against Skylar?
So after that first year, everything just started moving really, really quickly. We started traveling more. We went to a lot of tournaments in Ohio, New York. Started playing like Mary Burcham. Who else? St. Michael's at the time. Like some of those teams. Top teams. Those schools. Some of those schools closed now, but a lot of those top players like Bria Hartley, Jennifer O'Neill, they were playing on those teams. And then we got the opportunity to play in a T-Mobile Invitational in South Bend, Indiana. It was actually on TV too. It came on like maybe CBS or something like that.
TV time. Early. It's over now.
Right.
TV time. So at the time, I think Skylar was already ranked. I think she was ranked at the time, and she already was committed to Notre Dame. Mad cool, like the whole time, like she poaching me, like come to Notre Dame. They had it all set up. We had the food.
Laurin and Skylar.
It was other boys teams there. I think they had maybe like it was like six boys teams, 6 teams each, so 6 girls teams, and we played the first game. Blew the first team out. Then we played the second game. I guess it was a championship game, the game to see. And that game actually went down to the wire. Made a couple of not wise decisions. Decisions down the stretch. It was no shot clock, so we could have just held the ball, tried to score. Point guard tried to score. Threw it to our big girl. She was young. She was like freshman, you know what I'm saying? Threw it to her, she fumbled that joint right out of bounds. Like, it was a perfect pass, but again, you know what I'm saying?
Not expecting it,
you know what I'm saying? So, by the time we got to, I want to say, me and her was like trading baskets the whole time. The only thing is, like, we played different spots, so I wasn't guarding her, somebody else was guarding me. And I think maybe Nadira and our other point guard, Latifah, was kind of like guarding her. I think by the end of the game, she finished with like either 33, and I had 36.
36 is a sophomore.
She fouled out 1 minute before I fouled out. So like again, at the end of the game, she went off, boom, foul. I'm like, all right, I'm clapping. Let's go. It's over. Bye. See you later. 1 minute after that, again, we watched this film over and over. They just threw it. It was like a big girl. And like a lot of times I had to like play defense down low because I was taller. I'm just standing straight up like this. Blew the whistle. Got fouled out. She had to shoot 2 free throws to win the game. She missed the first one and made the second one.
Damn.
So we had like 5 seconds left on the clock. My girl tried to keep it up. Over.
Just lost that.
Lost the game.
That's tough. Damn.
But it was competitive. It was the first time I cried for losing a game. Cause I'm like,
I would have too.
You wanted that joint. And she was what that year? She was a junior. Okay.
Yeah,
she got 1 year on me.
Yep, she had 1 year on me.
Okay. That's tough. Yeah, even that. I mean, you trying to take her rank, her spot, show Notre Dame. Like I'm wherever she going, I can go. You know what I mean? And more. That's what's up.
So transition, I guess, more into your high school career. So sophomore year is over. Going into junior year, you're upperclassman now. I guess decision time coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's time to pick. When did you decide?
So I decided, I want to say the summer going into my junior year.
Going into your junior year?
Yeah, it was also.
So right after that?
Yeah, it was also the summer I tore my ACL.
How did that happen?
Playing AAU, I didn't need to.
Right.
I didn't really need to be playing. We was playing in the Gym Rats tournament in Albany.
Yeah.
Remember that? Mind you, at this time, like there was just a lot going on. Like the year prior, like with just a lot of like hating and like our team dynamic was moving around a little. It was just a little different. Like the vibe was a little bit different, and like my approach was a little bit different. Like I'm here. I'm Laurin. and somebody got to guard me.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Like that's how
you should start into your own. Like, you know what I mean?
I felt like freshman year I should have been player of the year. I got Essex County player of the year. It's cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Next year I got player of the year again.
Right.
My junior year, I'm gonna get player of the year again.
Right.
Like, you know, that was no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So coming in, I just kind of had a different approach. I was ready to just kill everything.
Right,
Everything in front of me, I was trying to kill everything. So again, junior, player of the year, boom. So I committed. This summer going into my senior year, I committed.
Okay.
Summer going into my senior year.
Okay.
And I was still playing AAU. We went to a gym rats tournament. Game was kind of over. I'm just throwing the ball at the top again. I probably shouldn't have even been there or even been like in the game because we up.
Right.
But you know, at the end of the game, you just playing the ball, trying to let the
clock go out.
Doing a little bit or whatever. So I went to do something and I like felt a little tweak. I just fell on the ground, turned the ball over, they went and scored or whatever. So for the next I stayed there. My knee was swollen or whatever, and and again, not knowing now, I wouldn't even step back on the court. You know what I'm saying? My knee it was swollen. The swelling had went down. And my coach like, we're not going to play you until we need you.
Right.
So they kept winning, so I didn't play. So they played the next game. I didn't play because we were winning.
Right.
The last game he was playing Philly triple threat. Bree was on the team.
Gotta play that game.
Yeah, gotta get out there for triple threat.
Right.
And we wasn't going to win without me on the court. So I'm like jumping around. I remember Ed.
Shout out to Coach Ed.
Coach Ed.
Yeah, you know Ed.
Yeah. At the time. So Ed was like, he was like, you don't need to play. I remember he said it before the game. He told me I need to play. I was like, I'm like, Ed, I'm good, or whatever. Went out there first play, Brittany Henrico, that's from Philly. Yeah. She, me and her was cool too. So we lined up for the jump ball. She ain't know. But she like was playing with me. She kind of jabbed me in my knee. I'm just like, oh, all right, okay. So the next play down, I got the ball. I couldn't really move. Whenever I was trying to cross the ball, it just felt weird. Right. And then she got the ball for a leg. Like, I'm a shot blocking guard. And I was bouncy at the time, so I'm about to put her shit on the backboard. So she was going for a lay. I went to jump, and he gave out. Nothing. Done up. So I went to the doctors or whatever. And again, knowing now, I wish I would have got the MRI or whatever. But he was like, it's just a sprained meniscus. You don't need an MRI, blah, 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 blah. So I kind of rehabbed. That happened maybe I had to start at AU, so it was April. I rehabbed until August. And then that's when LeBron came out with that More Than a Game movie. Okay. So he was doing a tour. Yeah. And so he was doing a tournament, so it was a New York versus New Jersey game. So I kind of healed up into that game. That was probably in August, September, or whatever the case may be. I think it was September. And I had been just doing workouts with my dad, nothing too crazy, not moving while I wasn't playing against anybody. I was just playing and shooting around and stuff like that. And I felt like my knee was strong enough. I've been rehabbing it. And so, I decided to play, and he was going to be there. Yeah, so I'm just
I'm wearing a headband.
I played against these same people for my entire life, so I'm just like, okay, we just want to throw the ball up. Yeah. I knew something felt kind of weird when I was in warm-ups because I just couldn't get as high as I was off my layup. I used to go up. Again, I'm intimidated.
Yeah, word. Smacking glass. You talking about? Yeah, word.
I'm like, damn, I can't get up there. Okay, whatever. I'm just like, let me just loosen it up a little bit. And so first play of the game, I think I got the ball. I got the ball and I got the ball and maybe I think it was Bria Hartley. She was guarding me. We was matched up that game and she either stole it or she blocked my shot. Mind you, she a little shorter than me. So I'm just like, what is this?
Felt like Charles Barkley when he was in Space Jam.
Charles Barkley.
I'm like, what is going on? So then she came down and blew past me. I'm like, yo, give me the ball. You know, I need that back. You need that back. Came down. Same thing again. I couldn't blow past. I just gave the ball up. She came back down again and scored on me. I'm just like, all right, now you bugging. Throw it back. Came down. She was just standing in front of me. I just went between my legs. joint gave out. I was just laid out on the floor.
That'd be the worst. Yeah. Injuries at like celebrity games or like it'd be like, bruh, come on.
Why not even play?
It was like the first 3 minutes of the game. It wasn't like I had been running up and down. It was literally what I described: 1, 2, 3, 4. Like first 2 minutes, and so after that, like picked me up. They put me in the little wheelchair joint. Mind you, we all way in New York. Like I think it was maybe in Brooklyn. We got to drive back to Jersey to like take me to the hospital or whatever. And so like all of a sudden, I'm like, screaming, like LeBron's on stage. They got all the players on stage. I'm just like, my dad like, you want to go? I'm just like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, take me home.
Bro, I already know, dog. Bron in the building.
Take me home. Bria and Nola was actually there with me too. So like they drove, like Nola was in the back of the car holding my knee because of the bumps.
Shout out to Nola. Shout out to Nola. That's a real one right there.
Yeah.
Facts.
Bree was in the front seat. They was at the hospital with me the whole time. Came to the house after. We was in the hospital for like 10 hours though. I'm telling these people like, bruh, it's not I don't need an X-ray. It's a tendon. Like, it's a muscle.
You know what's up. Like, I know my body, bro.
It's not a bone. They come out town and they like, yeah, so you didn't break a bone. I'm like, so
obviously, bro.
Obviously, like I need an MRI. So after that, I did rehab or whatever. Maybe like 2 weeks after that, like we was in the car, I was coming from rehab. My dad got a call. He looked disappointed when he hung the phone up. I'm like, what? He like, so you tore it. Again, second time, boom, bald. It was like, I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understood that, you know, that was going to take out my senior year. And that was, you know, a year I was looking forward to. I worked so hard over the summer. I thought maybe it would, you know, affect my scholarships and everything. But Maryland ended up still being loyal. They still was down for it, and so I ended up committing there.
Okay.
Shout out to Maryland. Okay.
So just talk about like, all right, like a lot of us don't have this type of experience, you know what I'm saying, in high school. So just talk about the whole recruitment process. Like what other schools was interested in, or like, or how did you know what I'm saying, how did you go about the whole process and what it's like?
Okay, so every school I probably should have taken my butt to UConn, truthfully, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people now, like, there's a difference, like, you always want to go, number one, you always want to go somewhere where you want it, and that's going to help you get to the next level. Like, every level should be helping you for the next level. Like, middle school should be helping you for high school. High school should be helping you for college. And college should be helping you become a pro. And so I think that's one of the first questions you should ask when you get recruited. Like, can you help me become a pro? If not, I need to go somewhere else. If that's your mindset, if you want to become a pro. If you want to go to school to just hoop and you want to get your degree, that's another thing, right? Because you can move your role around, But I need you to help develop me. And if you can't do that, then I can't come to your school. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's the first question. And second of all, like basketball is all about politics. Your coaches got to have plugs in the league too. Gino, it don't matter. His player cannot play the whole year. And they getting a shot.
They're getting a look. They're getting a workout with the Sparks. They're getting they're getting some.
They're getting a look. But yeah, I pretty much got recruited by everybody. I didn't really know much about recruiting. My parents didn't know much about recruiting. I didn't even go on any official visits. Like, I'm like, I could have went to Hawaii for free.
I'd have worried, even if I wasn't knowing I was going there. Just get a couple days out of school. I
didn't use any of my visits. I didn't know. Like, I'm just like picking schools that I like seeing. Like I was a big basketball fan, but I watched boys hoop. Like I was watching D Wade. Like, I'm like, damn, I want to go to Marquette, or like, I want to go to Wake Forest, right? Seeing all these players at these schools, right?
Chris Paul.
I'm like, I see Chris Paul at Wake Forest. So I want to go to
Forest look fun.
I want to go there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I was kind of oblivious to like, you know, even like when it came to like conferences, I didn't know what the ACC was and the Big East. Like, I didn't know who was in it. I just knew, again, from watching. So it definitely was an interesting and stressful experience for me. Again, being such a like introverted kid. I didn't like talking on the phone, so I got all these coaches like trying to talk to me on the phone. I'm just like, Dad, I don't like. He would used to have to call me downstairs, like, and give me the phone, and they could call him because he was my coach or whatever in high school, and so I ended up picking Maryland over I think my top 5 was UConn, Georgia, Rutgers, and Miami, and obviously Maryland.
Okay.
I picked Maryland because it wasn't too far. Right. I like underdogs too. Right. They were a pretty good school, but they hadn't won anything in the last 2 years. Right. I remember Marissa Coleman and Chrissy Tolliver taking them to the Natty in 2006. But I'm like, dang, it's been a long time since then, right? Mm-hmm. Miami was cool. I felt like I wouldn't be able to focus down there.
Yeah, I already know. I mean, you on South Beach every day. You know what I'm saying?
Georgia, the recruiting like my dad didn't really like the recruiting process. Like they kind of like try to get me to commit while he wasn't there.
SEC,
you know what I'm saying? So he like, nah.
They a little conniving.
Yeah, a little conniving.
And then it kind of came down when it came down to my last 2 was Rutgers and Maryland.
Right.
I didn't pick Rutgers because I didn't want to stay home.
Right.
And I don't want to say like I don't regret picking Maryland at all. But I do think like more kids should like look at staying home from school because that's what the love is.
Right.
Like it's at home.
Right.
But yeah, it just came down to like me not wanting to stay at home pretty much, and just the dynamic of teams. Like at the time, Rutgers had a bunch of guards. Like they had like Nikki Speed. Who else was there? They were recruiting me, Bree, Deja Simmons.
That's tough too,
we were all about to
home.
agree to go to the same school for real. When I told them I was not going, because both of them went.
Yeah.
They was like,
what happened, cuz?
I'm like, what happened? I'm like, it's too many, like, it's not enough ball to go around for everybody. Like, we know how to play with each other. Like, we've played with each other before. But I'm like, they got a bunch of guards on their team. She does 6 a.m. workouts, and then she does 2 a days. Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's just not something I want to do. In Maryland, you get in, you get out. You're in there from 12 to 4. I like that. Midday, that's what I'm cool with. So I end up picking Maryland.
Okay, all right. So then you went to Maryland and you started wilding.
Yeah.
Because you did.
Wait, before you, back it up just a little bit. All right, you was a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
Just talk about that, getting selected as a McDonald's All-American. I think, was that the year that you sat out too?
Yeah.
So how? Just talk about that. The year, you still made the McDonald's All-American game, but didn't play a game that whole year. Like that's.
So we kind of was able to get around that because obviously I was going to make the McDonald's game. Pretty much regardless, but I needed to play a game in order to make it. So at the end of the year, it was kind of like at the end of my like rehab during that time, and so pretty much they put me in the game like during sectionals. It's crazy. I took the game-winning shot too. When I checked in, the teams would be scared because all throughout the year I was suited up. They would put me on the roster, right? That's how we kind of got past the McDonald's rule game, right? They would put me on the roster. Same thing with AAU. We need you gonna put in. My dad, obviously, he wasn't gonna let me go in. But I had been working out. Blah blah blah. That might have what's that around February? That's when, state championship. We was playing. Dang, I forgot who we were playing. But it was somebody that we would have easily beat if I was playing. You know what I'm saying? So I think we were down by a couple of points. And I already had told my dad prior, I'm like, yo, if we make it to the TOC, I'm playing.
Got to, you know what I mean?
Like, I'm like, I've been rehabbing for 8 months. I'm almost there. I'm like, I'm moving good. I'm like, me on one leg is better than half these people. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm playing. Or whatever. So my assistant coach actually came to that game. They didn't want me to play, obviously.
You come in here 4 years, bro. Stop playing.
So he was at the game or whatever. And so, it was probably like the last possession, checked me in, Like, they checked me in maybe with 2 minutes left. They checked me in or whatever. Like, eyes got wide on the
I already know.
Or whatever, they got really wide. My
damn.
dad was like, yo, when you get in, just shoot.
Right.
Don't move. I'm in there trying like.
Hell yeah, you trying to chop niggas down. What y'all talking about?
Like, I'm breaking the defense. I'm just passing it though. Last play of the game, we was down by 2. And again, I still couldn't really move laterally or anything like that. So, but I got enough space on it, so it was like 10 seconds left. I just walked it down. Had somebody guard this girl guarding me. I just like went through, took a little step back. It honestly was like a movie. That joint rolled around the rim, popped back out.
Some 6 man.
Yeah, right, 6 man. And so that was kind of like the end of my high school career. But obviously that game helped me get to the McDonald's game. And it's funny, but prior to this, like I kind of didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how serious, and again, I was just a kid trying to hoop. I didn't know about all the accolades that would come with it. Right. I was just I was oblivious to all that stuff. Right. Yeah, I just love it. I'm just like, all right, cool. And I started looking. I'm like, all right, dang, like Jordan, like that's my guy. I'm like, oh, he was in this. Like, all these ghosts play in this game. And when I got there, I met a lot of like good people. Like, honestly, everybody that's in the NBA and the WNBA, most of the players that's there now were there.
Right.
Like, Kyrie was there, Tristan Thomas, Corey Joseph on the men's side. Again, Bria Hartley, Stephanie Dosen.
Some ones I already know. You know, I was watching my year.
So,
I'm in there.
It was a really nice experience, right? I feel like we were celebrities, right? They had to move people over.
Right.
We had like a nice big old game hall in a hotel.
Be all right, y'all laid gear.
Nice.
I got Xboxes when I got all the planes.
You know, only thing I was mad about the next year they switched. We had Reebok, man.
Oh yeah, I did. I do remember they did that. Yeah, I do remember they did that. Y'all, hell yeah, I was in there in them.
Them big old Soulja Boy.
Hell yeah,
the Soulja Boy.
Nah, y'all was lit though. You still got. I know you still got all that. Everything.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Shorts hung up, all that. Jersey, all that. Yeah, the headband too.
No, I got the
headband. The McDonald's headband.
I got the shoes. They like
all right.
McDonald's.
So my birthday's in a couple days, so you know.
You want to sign? You want your sign?
You know the shorts would be nice.
That's still a good feeling though. I mean, rough year. I know, not being able to play and then coming late, whatever. Being hurt, period, is tough. I already know. I got hurt in the playoffs my junior year, so I remember. The game before playoffs started, I got hurt, and it's just like it's the worst possible time. Right. Like, I did all this, but
it's crazy.
Ain't nothing you could do but try rehab, get back. So you're still blessed to be there. You're still amongst some other greats. Doing their thing. So I know that motivated you. So going into Maryland, what was your expectation? You thought you was playing off rip? You thought you was, okay.
So I definitely thought I was playing off rip. We came in with I think we might have had the #1 recruiting class at the time. We had myself, Alyssa Thomas, which is the GOAT. I'm gonna say it now. She's like a lady LeBron. Right. We had Natasha Cloud. Right. Tough. We see what Tasha's doing now. Whitney Bay. She actually transferred to Purdue the year after. Alicia Devon. She was our center. She was at the McDonald's game with me actually. Right. And then who's that? And then we had, I feel like we had somebody else, but she might have been a walk-on. But anyway, she was fit into that class regardless, right? Everybody mattered. Everybody had a role. So I assumed I was coming in. I'm like looking at our roster. We do have some guards, but I feel like I could, outplay those guards when I got there. But again, college is an adjustment, right? You gotta get used to the time management. My first workout, I passed out. Right. Passed out. He was like, "Did you eat?" I'm like, "Nah." Like, you can't do that. It's not high school.
You ain't home no more.
Right.
We wilding on y'all.
I'm like,
right.
I need a asthma pump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely an adjustment. Getting used to the workouts and just the grind. You know what I'm saying? And I was coming off an injury. I'm coming off an ACL, so like I wasn't as quick as I was used to being. Right. I still had to work on that, and I didn't understand and really understand how to be a pro until I got to Maryland. And I had the luxury of having David Atkins, which he's a player development director for the Washington Wizards now. So I had an NBA guy on my staff, which a lot of people can't say that they had. And so he taught me how to work. My freshman year, I wanted to leave. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting the minutes that I thought I deserved. And you know, it was just tough. It was an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to playing. I'm used to
being the one.
Yeah, I'm used to being the one, and it's like
spread the wealth.
No, you gotta spread the wealth, and you gotta work more. Like you gotta put your foot on the gas and work. Like your natural abilities can only take you but so far.
Right.
And so he sat me down on my strength coach, and I always I've always been lean. So like they're like, you gotta get stronger. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get stronger. You gotta work harder. Like, how many times do you stay after practice to shoot, right? Just going to practice. That's not enough, right? In high school, I'm just going to practice. I maybe shoot a little bit after practice, but I'm not having a full workout. You know what I'm saying? So when they had that talk with me, it just switched it. I think my freshman year, I might have been averaging like 15 minutes a game max, 5 points a game, like just, you know, regular, like, stats. And then next year, like, mind you, in freshman year, anytime we had a break, I would go home. So I would go home on the weekend. Like, that's what I liked about Maryland, too. She's very aware of, like, home and family. So she let us go home. But that summer, I got a job. I stayed there the whole summer. And up until I left, I just stayed at my school the whole summer. I didn't need a distraction. You can't go back being with your friends. Like, you either want to be great or you want to have playtime. So I made a decision. And like my job that I actually had, it was like in a gym working with kids. So I was already, I was already set up for what I'm doing now. I've been doing it for so long. And so I would pretty much have, like we would lift in the morning, maybe around 9, and then maybe have pickup or whatever. That's another thing I gotta talk about. So we had pickup, and then maybe have class. I had like maybe 3-hour class in the summer or whatever the case may be. And then my job was from 7 p.m. to midnight, right? It was a safe summer program, so it's a program to keep kids off the streets at that time. So we're just getting them free time in the gym. So I would do that, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going home. Sometimes, obviously, I'm a college student. Some will go out, but most times it's just like, nah, this is my schedule. I gotta grind. You know what I'm saying? So from that year, like everything jumped. I went from averaging, like I said, maybe 5 points a game to 13.9, 15 points per game. I was playing the whole game, like 39 minutes a game, like not coming out, stamina's up. I'm moving faster, but that was also, again, I was healed at that time. I was back. I gave myself time to get back, you know what I'm saying? And so all my numbers went up. My playing time, my focus, my energy, everything just went up. And you could see it. And,
we can see it. Yeah, we can see it. Luckily, we can see it. Luckily, we can see it. Yeah, this major. That was sleeve. You brought the sleeve out this year.
When I got the brace on, that's rookie year.
Okay, this freshman year. Okay. Hey. And who put this together for you? You know?
I don't know. I think it was a fan.
One of the fans. Shout out to whoever put this together. Yeah, shout out to the fan. Shout out to the fan. Stacy Cradle. Shout out to Stacy Cradle.
Shout out to Stacy.
Shout out to Stacy Cradle.
Shout out to Stacy.
Clap it up for Stacy, man.
Yes, Stacy. Yes, Stacy.
Yeah. I was at every game. You ain't even know. Rocking the #1 jersey. So this is a mixture of all 4 years, or is this?
I think this is a mixture of freshman and sophomore year.
Okay. So this where the jump happened.
Yeah, Tosh left after my freshman year.
Okay.
She ended up on the St. Julius.
And what was your record? What did y'all finish freshman year?
We actually had pretty good records. I think we might have lost maybe like 8 games this year, 8 games, and we lost in the first round to Georgetown.
Okay.
In the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
And then we beat them the next year.
Okay.
In the second round.
Want to play? What's going on, Stacy? So sophomore year, you playing more. Numbers is up. Where'd y'all finish sophomore year? Yeah. I went to the tournament.
Yeah, we went to the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. That was Sweet 16 year. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the year. That was the year. Yeah, that was the year. That was the year. Yeah. That was the year.
This is against Della Don, right?
Yeah.
Yep. UD. Right. Shout out to Della Don.
This is number 11. Yeah.
She was tough too. Hell yeah, you right by Della. You right by her. So she complaining. Shout out to French Montana too.
Easy.
So you ain't had nothing to do with it. You don't even know what's going on. She must have heard you playing French Montana or something. I don't know how she picked this song. Turn it.
We was down by like 30 at halftime.
Oh, it's the comeback joint. Okay, yo, you already know. And it looked like it's probably when
that was GT.
Pull up. I already know. Yeah.
Two. Yeah, I played like, for the most part, I played between 1 and 3. On my senior year, I played 1 through 4. So that made no sense to me in the Big 10. Country girls.
Oh, you already know how they give it up down there.
Iowa?
Yeah, you know how they give it up. They helping their father stack hay. You know what I mean?
Hey, cool out, bro.
You're a player's player though, man.
That's player.
Alright. So this is a little mixture of sophomore year, numbers go up, junior year. What's to expect junior? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I got a question. So what is it like playing in the NCAA tournament? Like your first game in the tournament, or even being there, like what was it like? What were some of your emotions? Like, yeah.
So I've always been somebody that was kind of like super calm under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my game gets higher the bigger the stage is. And so like, because it's more to prove, I feel like you gotta give your best at this time, right? Just one and done when the NCAA tournament comes. And so I always rose to the occasion. I'm always gonna play harder. And you know, you gotta keep yourself level-headed when you in this. But definitely very exciting. We had the luxury of always kind of like hosting, so we had home court advantage most times. Our gym was always a site.
Yeah, your home site.
Yeah, our home site. So we had the crowd all the time. Right. So like I was telling Jar, our first year, we played Georgetown. They kind of like close rivals, you know what I'm saying? We played them in the regular season, and I think we lost. We lost to them by a couple of points. They had Sugar Rogers, Strat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chopper.
And the same year, so we played them in the NCAA tournament. She gave us like 30 or whatever the case may be, like blew our heads off. But the following year, we had them either in the first or second round. But this year, like I'm more prepared, and so like they gave me a job to do.
Right.
It wasn't about me scoring. I think I only ended up with like 10 points. That's the thing with me. Like I'm going to do whatever you need me to do to win. Right. Like, I'm a winner.
Right.
Like you want to win?
Right.
Come, let me teach you. You want to you just want to get
points.
Yeah, I went on every level. I got a ring on every level.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Right.
So,
talk about it.
If you want personal accolades and stuff like that, I'm not the one for you. Even though I got those things, it didn't happen because I was trying to do it.
Right.
I was just playing my role.
Right.
And so, along with that conversation David Atkins had with me and the strength coach, they told me that I had to get better on defense.
Right.
And so I took that as a challenge, and that's why I did that whole summer too. Like, again, with just training and stuff like that, you never see nobody working on D.
Yeah,
right?
You know what I mean?
Never.
Yeah. You can't even really. There's really only some select few drills you can even do. You know what I mean?
You know
like,
what I'm saying? So it's just like I was doing those things, watching out film, right? Trying to look at angles, right? Defense is about angles and it's about effort, right? Those first 3 steps, like I used to be watching film. He brought me in there, like once the ball goes, look at your first 3 steps. It's like, nah, the first 3 steps.
Get after it.
They gotta be fast.
Get after it.
So they came in, I just chased her the entire game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, she might have had 20, but she took like 15 shots.
Right.
20 shots to get.
Something you
that was my goal. Like I don't care if you get 30. I don't care. Like your percentage is going to be through the ground.
Tonight,
and I'm gonna be efficient. Right. So that was my thing on offense, right? I probably can go and try to score every time, but I'm gonna take good shots and I'm gonna make good shots, right?
All right.
So like I'm getting 20, taking 8 shots, right. And I'm getting to the free throw line 5 times.
Right.
I'll lead. I'm like second all time in free throw shooting that room. Right. That's something I work on. So I think after beating Georgetown that sophomore year, we got through them, and then that following year, we got to the Sweet 16. No, we actually got to that sophomore year. We got to Elite 8.
Right.
Yeah, we got to Elite 8 my second year. So we went to the second round to Elite 8.
I'm about to say, 'cause I remember y'all was there.
Yeah, we lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Seen Skylar again.
Yeah.
We seen Skylar in Notre Dame.
She said some smart shit. Should have
came. Yeah.
I told you to come over here.
Nah. Skylar was cool. Skylar was cool. That year in the NCAA tournament, like, it was something that we were kind of doing the whole year that kind of jacked us up. We were trying to play from behind. That game in Georgia Tech, we were down by 30. We had did that 4 times this year. Right. And we had did it to Texas A&M the game before. They were the defending champs. We were down maybe like 25 at halftime, and we had to claw back into the game. Right. Got another game a day after. Like, they don't got enough energy. We ran out of gas. So, end up losing to them. Then my junior year, it was supposed to be the year. I was on all the watch lists. Right. As a sophomore going into my junior year, we just had a curse of ACLs at Maryland. Like 2 quarterbacks on the football team went down ACL. Our center, Essence Towson, she's actually from Patterson. She's like 6'7". She went down earlier, like the season wasn't started. It was preseason. She went down in practice. And our point guard, Brene Mosley, she went down ACL. Both ACLs, right? I'm like, y'all, I've been here before. Like, y'all gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to talk them through it. Then, Coach brought me into the office, like, you're gonna have to move the point guard this year. You know what I'm saying? I think that was definitely a good moment and learning lesson for me, because although I've handled the ball and played with the ball in my hands a lot, and I feel like I've played like half the season of me with the ball in my hands, but actually having to play point guard, control the game, fully, and that's my job. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, my bigs is yelling. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, the help is behind you. I'm not throwing it. It's my turnover, stuff like that. But we ended up losing to St. Joe's early. We lost to Tosh right before. And then, you have your kumbaya. I think all teams have it. Luckily, we usually had our adjustments early in the season. And then we take off. So, scream, yell, get it all out, figure it out. And then our next game was against Nebraska. So we had to fly to Nebraska, whatever the case may be.
And we still in junior year, right?
Yeah, we're in junior year. Yep, we got to fly to Nebraska. I probably start a game, we went in, we were like, maybe like up by, we up by a significant amount, maybe like 10 or whatever. And I'm probably like 8 for 8. I'm not missing nothing at all. I wish we had them clip. They probably in the other highlight. But yeah, I'm like 8 for 8 going into halftime. I think I had like 18 points or something like that. But the whole time, their point guard, she's like riding me. Yeah, she's like riding me. So you know how you like cut somebody off and have a bump you from behind. I was getting foul calls from her during that time. But again, guess it is what it is. Things happen. I did it one more time. She bumped me. I guess my leg got stuck. Went down. It was that game right there. It was right before halftime. Right after halftime. Went down. My David Atkins or whatever. He's screaming at me. He's like, we need you back in the game. I'm on the bike. I'm like pushing around. But again, I've been here before. I'm like, nah, this shit don't feel right. Like, I was like, they took me off the bike. They tried to give me the jog. I'm like, Megan. I'm like, yo. I'm like, no. I'm like, something's off. I'm like, something doesn't feel right. And so I had to sit there on the court, you know what I'm saying? They end up pulling the win off. But then maybe went back, you know what I'm saying? Went back maybe, no, they got it pretty quickly, yeah. So probably a week, got back, tore ACL, you know, my junior year, going into like, I feel like one of my biggest years to make a statement for myself, going into the league, right? They start looking now.
Exactly, yeah.
And so I feel like, you know, going into like just professionally, I think this was a moment that definitely determined some of the things that I did in the future. But I was able to battle back after this. I got an extra year, so I was able to get my redshirt year. The 2 years after, Final Four, you know what I'm saying? So I got to experience something that I probably wouldn't have if I wouldn't have got hurt. So.
Yeah, exactly. Nah.
So what was that like? The Final Four getting to the
That's a lot of basketball.
Right.
It's almost April now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
If it's not, yeah.
Every year, you know, we went up. So like, I even mentioned this. So the year I got hurt, we only had like 8 players. Like, so we had to get walk-ons, had to get volleyball players, and we still got to the Sweet 16.
That's tough.
We lost to
That's
UConn.
tough. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
So we was just like, if we had our full roster, after being together for 3 years and how close we were, like, I don't think nobody would have, I personally don't think anybody would have been able to beat us. But yeah, we got to the Final Four, my redshirt junior year. It was, the first time, it was like something I never experienced before again. It was just like, all right, I went to the McDonald's game, like, I like went to like USA trials, you know, in Colorado. Like I see what it feels like. You've been in a tournament, but like being at the Final Four, like I felt like I was a celebrity. Like we had like police escorts everywhere. We had to like do interviews, like just like we had a whole itinerary of things for like 3 days, even up until the game. You know what I'm saying? So. It's like definitely you gotta like be able to stay low, you know what I'm saying, and not get too bought into everything that's happening.
Stay locked in.
So they have like I want to say like a little party dinner thing with all the teams. So you could definitely tell it was our first time there because we in there with UConn. So they already know, they already know how to act. They just chilling. We in there loud like, we get right. And again, Notre Dame beat us, you know what I'm saying, in the semifinals, which is it's whatever. And even that year, it was a little struggle for me too. Again, going back to the same thing, I'm coming off ACL. You know what I'm saying, we got guards on the floor, but I feel like, again, I should be out there, you know what I'm saying. Especially during non-conference, getting reps. We beating all these teams. Like, I think I should be out there getting reps, getting used to it now. We in conference, like, that's another thing, right? You might have to like give me spot minutes, but I need experience. But once that NCAA tournament came in, they threw me out there, and I did what I was supposed to do. And so that just gave me more confidence going into the next year. The next year I was the only senior. I had to kind of get outside my comfort zone and be a leader and be more vocal, just leading by example and just leading with my voice. And so. I'm leading a group of like sophomores and pretty much freshmen at the time. And so I think that year it just showed a lot about my character and the person that I was, because I kind of like gave up a lot of myself and sacrificed a lot of things so that in order for my team to win, like all 5 starters was averaging 13 points a game. Right. There was nobody that was like, all right. Any day, anybody could go off. We had Lexi Brown at the point guard position. She's in the league. We had Tori Kimball Walker. She's in the league. We had Brianna Jones. She's in the league. I could keep going on, but like I sacrificed myself so they could do whatever they wanted to do. And they still talk about that to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like you was the OG. Like, you're the reason why I'm here. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Who else was going to lead us? So I think just getting that experience just all around and understanding like roles and what your team needs from you day in and day out is like so important. Just talking about any stage of basketball, I think like more coaches and just players in general should have more transparency about like what roles they need to play. 'Cause if you don't know your role and you're not being honest with that player, you're giving them unrealistic expectations.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact, man. That's tough, man.
Right.
Because the parents always come out like, my child's a star.
Right.
Like, no, you're messing up the team chemistry.
Yeah, because you think he should be shooting more.
Right,
Yeah, exactly. Like, nah, bro, we got a good little record right here going. We got a good flow, and you want your son to go whatever, and nah, that ain't it. So I know that been a part of that. But that's dope. All right, so college over. WNBA. I know you thinking about it. I know it's there. So what's the thought process after college?
Yeah, WNBA. I'm just trying to get as prepared as I can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had it's quick. You know what I'm saying? Like thing with women's basketball, you don't get a break.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I see it.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe, and we went to the Final Four. So like most teams, they ended a month earlier.
Yeah, right.
So we ended like April 4th. You got to be at training camp like middle of May.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had like 4 weeks to kind of like take some rest. I took like a week off to just rest my body, and then I was like back in the gym with my strength coach, and getting in with Coach Atkins and stuff like that. So just a lot of preparation. Even leading up to the draft, like I assumed I was getting drafted earlier, way earlier. Everybody that I had matched up with in that draft, I killed them or beat them. But again, it's politics, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. So I went 20. I don't even know. I know I went early third round to New York. I thought I was going to Washington like at 14. They actually picked Tosh at 14. You know what I'm saying? One of the deciding factors, and I was talking to coach on the phone. He was like, "Can you guard a 3?" And I'm like, I played with Alyssa Thomas. Like, she's probably the strongest 3.
The best threes you want to see
in the world. Like, what you mean? I have to go against her every day. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. Like I said, they gotta pick who they want to pick. But I was grateful for getting drafted anyway. Getting picked up by Liberty at home, so exactly. I thought I had a pretty good chance to get some fans in the stands or whatever the case may be. But definitely, again, different level. You gotta be prepared and mentally locked in. You're gonna do 2-a-days. Right. You know what I'm saying? Things again just don't work out always in your favor. I went to training camp, end up getting waived. They didn't say it was anything about my skills. They just had too many people in my spot. The other person that was in my spot was Sugar Rogers, and she was there I think it was her second year because she was 2 years older than me. So it was her second year. So it was a toss up between me and her. They gonna take who they familiar with.
They got,
and I remember Teresa Weatherspoon. She just when I was leaving, she was like, "You'll be back," and I was just like, "I know I will." And I just kept it pushing, and I ended up getting a nice contract overseas to Israel, and I did my thing there.
Everywhere you played, just collectively, give me run through it real quick.
I played 2 years in Israel. I was in Romania for a little bit, and then I played my last 2 in Australia.
So what was the process like playing overseas? Like, what was the difference between over here and over there? Talk about some of your experiences.
So honestly, Israel was completely different from Australia. So what people don't realize about overseas is that it's not for everybody. You spend a lot of time alone depending on what country you're in. It's definitely different levels as well. I had the luxury of being in a good situation every time. I've heard horror stories of people not getting paid or not having transportation or
not in a good situation.
Yeah, just not in a good situation. I never had to have share a room with anybody. Had a car, payments always on time. But Israel was great. I would say it's definitely you gotta definitely be focused there because it's a party. They party there all the time. I remember people be on my Snapchat you lit because every night there's somewhere to go, and it's the size of New Jersey, so everybody knows each other. I remember when I was my first time being out there, and I was just going out with my teammates or whatever, and some dude walked up to me tapped me on my back, and I'm like, what the? And it was Fuquan Edwin. I'm just like,
shout out to Fu.
Here, like, you know what I'm saying? And then as I'm out, I'm realizing that like, oh, I'm seeing everybody that I know, and it was pretty cool because like I didn't get to in Israel. You don't get a break. Like it's not enough time to fly there and come home like during their break. So like I got there maybe October, and I left at the end of March. And we lost in the semifinals, so it's usually a little longer. So I probably wouldn't have been home till like April in real life. But we spent like all our holidays together, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like all the Americans. It's like we spent a lot of time together, so it made it like more comfortable and easier to be there. But also like I want to say, you have to be able to hold yourself accountable, definitely in Israel, because like you're probably playing like 1 or 2 games per week. So like, mind you, all I had was practice at 5:30 and then I come home.
Right, like you said, you got free time. Do what you
want. What do you do for the rest of the day? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no strength coach. There ain't nobody telling you to go lift or to go do the right things, right? You shouldn't be out drinking, whatever the case may be. Like,
eat what you want, drink what you
right,
want.
You can do whatever you want in another country, and like I'm by the beach, right? I'm not feeling any type of weather change, climate change. It's February, and y'all like I'm cold. I'm like I'm on the beach. Like, what are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it's just having that professionalism and being able to hold yourself accountable in those situations was really important. I also learned that overseas, like when they bring you over, especially in Israel, like you need to come do what you're supposed to do, because they're gonna cut you quick over there.
You home real quick.
So my first game, I had a vet. Her name's McDonald. Again, she in the league now. She plays in Turkey. So I had her with me, and like my first game was a scrimmage. I had like maybe 9 or something. But again, I know what I was bringing me there. I've been like in the system, right, at Maryland so long, right? I gotta play the system a little bit, right? I'm like, she like scrap. She like, it don't matter if you lose, but you need to like score. You need to score 30, right? Like this is what you need to do. I'm like, oh, all right. So after that, I was cool, right? Yeah, I was back. Like a little switch went off. So I had a lot of fun that year. I met a lot of good people. I think we lost in the semifinals that year. I think I finished the season on maybe averaging like 16 points, like 6 rebounds. I had a decent season.
So I see you mentioned like how they told you that you had to score 30. Like we talked off cam about this plenty of times, but like just kind of give, I guess, our audience kind of the insight on like how things work out there, like how you only get X amount of American players and things like that, and how that affects the way that you actually play on the court.
So in different countries you can have different amount of players. So in Israel, I think you can only have 3 Americans. So how they get around that is that you can have a dual citizenship. So I had 2 players on my teams that were Americans, but they had dual citizenship. So we had 5 Americans on our team. A lot of teams do that. So a lot of teams, you just load up. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely, again, it was definitely different from here, because like you got 18-year-olds, 19-year-old girls on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's our first time playing professional, my first time playing professional, I've been playing basketball longer than you, and I probably have more experience than you. So sometimes in practice it was hard to get challenged in Israel, because again I'm going against younger girls in practice, right? Like they babies. Like I'm like, who's going to challenge me and get me better? And that was another thing too. Like it's hard to get yourself better. It's not like they have trainers out there. You know what I'm saying? So based on everything on your own. Based on the club that you're in, and like we couldn't go into the gym anytime we wanted to. So like a lot of the days I'm just chilling. I'm just like, I'm watching Netflix. Like again, losing my mind, just chilling. But it was different from Australia. So Australia, you can have 2 Americans on the team. It was very much like college. So I had 7 a.m. lift. I had an individual right after that. Then you just chill, and we got practice for 2 hours at the, in the evening time. So probably like at 4 to 6. Then you got ice bath. We got a big facility. you know what I'm saying, our own, like, I think they used to have a men's team, but they didn't, so it was only a women's team out there, so we had all the facilities, we got to fly everywhere.
Right.
Like, it was very similar to college, so I kind of had more accountability overhead being there. And like I said, I want to say it was just different because, like, I feel like in Israel, I was playing a lot of street ball.
Right.
Like, set the screen, like, I'm getting a little more looser. I'm a little looser out in Israel. When I got to Australia, it kind of went back to, like, professional basketball, system basketball. Like, I had the GOAT of Australia on my team. Her name's Susie. Again, she's the GOAT. Right. She's a big, so I got to get the ball down to her. Right. You know what I'm saying? So my first year, that's kind of what we was doing. We ended up winning the championship out there. Okay. But again, I fit my role. I knew what I was coming out there to do. They needed a guard on the wing that knew how to slash, how to get to the rim, how to shoot the ball, and knew how to play defense. So that's what I did. And, you know, I was successful, and they liked me, so they signed me for another year. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So.
And do they have, like, different divisions out there?
Yeah, so they actually do. So in the summertime, like, and this is how it's kind of different from being in the U.S. and, like, so the whole college thing is just so weird to me. Right. But they have like country leagues or city leagues, and so the WNBL is obviously during, like, the regular season. So now until, like, a regular basketball season. But the other leagues are during the summer. And so, like, some of the players from the WNBL, like the Elite League, can play, like, so they're playing all year round. They might not be getting the same, they play both. So they might not be getting the same amount of money, but, you know what I'm saying, they still get to play. And the people that probably are not as good to play in the big leagues, they can play in those leagues because it's throughout all cities, through Australia, different leagues, so everybody kind of gets a chance to play, gets a chance to make some type of money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. That's dope. And it don't matter how old you are either. Right. Like, you can play in those leagues and you can get experience.
As long as you're talented out there, let you rock. Yeah, that's what it should be. I mean, it shouldn't. Because I'm 14, if I can play with pros, I should be able to play with pros. I don't need college or none of that. I shouldn't have to wait a year.
Age limit on us, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, people getting their prime. People getting their prime earlier in the
Exactly.
I sent my little butt overseas.
You know what I mean? Word. As soon as you had that little growth spurt, I mean, I'm about to here. I mean, a couple players have done it, though. I mean, they're letting a couple go to, like, right to the G League on the guys' side. I know. Even the girls, it's kind of whack because they got to wait. Y'all can't go until your junior year, right?
Yeah, you can't go.
Yeah, so it's, girls, they can't go to the WNBA.
Like, if you look at LaMelo, how he went from high school to
it's opening up. I mean, because Brandon Jennings, he kind of set it off back in the day. I remember he did that. So, I mean, hopefully they do get hit. I mean, not saying don't go to school, everybody, but, you know what I mean? Like we were saying, if you know you one of them ones, man, and you're not going to school to be going to school, like, you just going because you got to. That don't make sense.
Yeah, it's like getting a job over.
Yeah, word. I mean, like, it makes no sense. So pro-career. So you happy with your pro-career?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, super happy. So transitioning now, you know, we got a few things going on this summer with COVID and all. We had to do some adjustments, but I know you training. You training now. You had a couple workouts I seen on Instagram where you was training with overtime, doing some stuff, ball handling drills. How was that?
It was great. I got a shout out to Chloe. You know what I'm saying? She gave me the opportunity. She was my point guard at Maryland. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So we was just talking one day. We was like, what can we do for the kids right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, they stuck in the house, and I'm like, maybe we should, like, do workouts on like, maybe we should post some workouts. She's like, why don't we do it on live? And so that's kind of how it happened. And then that kind of just helped me moving forward with my training. I was getting so many girls online. We would do sessions at 11 a.m. every day, pretty much, I want to say Monday through Friday. We would do 30-minute workouts, ball handling, a little conditioning, just mixing it up, just trying to get them, you know, active. And looking forward to doing something every day. I know COVID took a lot out of everybody, you know what I'm saying, including myself. And it kind of helped me, you know, get back to the things I was doing when I was a kid, right? I'm riding my bike outside.
Yeah, man, yeah, all that back outside stuff now.
I'm killing Reese.
So we got one of these videos.
Yeah, cool.
This is from July. For the love.
Yeah, for the love.
That's you, or is that only you? You got anybody you doing it with, or
yeah, actually, Deja Simmons, she been helping me out with it too.
Okay. All right. So what's your main focus, I guess, with some of the girls you're working with?
Just honestly, the mental side, thinking about the game mentally, just teaching kids the fundamentals. All the moves and everything else will come naturally after that. I think a lot of kids now are skipping steps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have one little kid, and I work with younger kids as well. A lot of elementary and middle schoolers, and they want to come out as soon as they get in the park and shoot threes.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Based on, NBA analytics and, you got to get up all these threes. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't got to be true for you.
Yeah, word, that's not you.
You can't make a right hand layup 10 times in a row. So let's do that first.
Right.
And then let's build. So that's just my focus. Trying to get back to that love. Like, you love the game or you want to be on Instagram.
Yeah, word.
Like,
you
want
gonna put it,
pull my phone out? That's one thing I try not to do, right? Like, if somebody's out there, I might have them get a couple of clips, but like, a lot of people don't know I'm training because I'm not posting. Like, I'm trying to get a kid everything I have, especially if it's just me, right? I'm trying to get down there and defend. Like, you can't get better working on air, right? You gotta show it, learn how to teach it verbally, have them walk through it. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same as practice for me. I mean, no coach I ever.
And then hear the defense.
Right, exactly.
Now read me. You know what I'm saying? Like when do I do a step back? You gotta read.
It's reaction.
Right.
It's a reaction. It's not robotic. You're not dancing.
Right. One thing about training, like I feel like some kids today, they feel like they already know everything. Like you can always learn more. Like even like my homies will tell you, like as far as like pick and roll, like that's my shit. Like I feel like I've learned everything, you know what I'm saying, is to know about the pick and roll. But when we working out and you showing me different shit, I'm like, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can learn anything from anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know everything. Like, it's always more to learn. The more you can learn from other people that been there and played at that level.
Yeah, like, I feel like you said, anybody can learn. I'm learning. I can learn from you. I can learn from you. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you want to always add, right? You always want to get better. And like you said, that's, like, kind of the issue now. Like, everybody think they know everything and kind of don't want to listen. I think one of the things that's so important is kind of like knowing what type of kid or what type of person you're dealing with so you can be able to communicate with them effectively. Everybody don't respond to the same vocal cues, the same stimulus. It's like some kids you might have to baby and some kids you could yell at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find that line. You got to find the line, and you know what I'm saying? Everything just doesn't work with the same person. So I think just figuring that out, and these kids now, they want to feel like you genuinely care about them. And if you're not doing that, then you're not going to get their best at all. Like, they're not going to be receptive.
More, no, exactly. You definitely got baby a little bit more, cater a little more. And it's just, like you said, they see more now. They seeing the love everybody else get. So many like documentaries and so everything's just on camera. So they just they think they know people without really, you know what I mean? They might see a little documentary an hour on LeBron's son, and now they think LeBron. Man, it's like that's just that's just because they got the camera off at that time. But now that's dope, man. Like you said, trying to give back. Like we all in here do that just because we know they need it, and we all probably had 1 to 2 people in our life coming up that helped us out. Open the gym up for us, get the keys for us, work us out, rebound for us, and like that made us who we were. So super appreciative for what you're doing. Because I said they need it, especially on the girls' side. Especially down this way too, because like girls' ball used to be, it around here, and now it's kind of bad. But especially even Jersey as a whole, like Jersey had some hoopers on the girls' side. You know what I mean? Like even before you was in school, like I know Crystal and all of them, like they was. You know what I mean? Like she work out like a dude, and
right to it.
Like, you know what I mean? So that was motivating me. Like, all right, we got a WNBA player and somebody went D1. You know what I mean? So keep we appreciate what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Just letting you know.
Facts. So let's talk about like your training style. Like everybody kind of different, but when you work out with kids, like what are some of the things that you focus on while you working out with them?
First of all, just just getting them warm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to just jump into things. I really like to honestly, I do it like a consultation at the beginning, to see what your goals are. First of all, like, do you want to train just to train, right? You just want to get a workout? Are you trying to make a team? What level do you see yourself on? What are some of the things that you would see your strengths are? Right. What are some of your weaknesses? You know what I'm saying? So that's number one for me, because I don't like going into anything unprepared, right? I gotta create the workout and make sure it's like just for you. You know, so what you ask for is what you're gonna get. So that's the first thing I do. The next thing is just depending on like the age of the kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with my younger kids, I'm definitely focused on a lot of fundamentals, a lot of passing, right. A lot of shooting. Right? I'm a shooter. Like I shoot a lot, and so just making sure they got the correct form. Or a lot of kids I want to shoot. Okay, right. Well, we're gonna sit under this rim and we're gonna do form shooting. Right. For 30 minutes, and you gotta be okay with that, right? Because a lot of kids think, simple is boring, and I'm simple, right? We're gonna drive, we're gonna work on our jazz, we're gonna get to them spots, right? You get to them spots, you good, you good. Exactly. So it's kind of like just fundamentals, having them think the game more so than reacting. I like the kids to take notes while we in the session or after the session. I like them to ask a lot of questions too. I think questions are important, because if you're just doing something and you don't understand why you're doing it, like you don't get it. You don't get it. It's not going to stick. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to make them feel comfortable. First of all, just based on like, it's just about making the kid feel comfortable. Everything else literally is going to come after that. So, like I said, form shooting for sure. Passing, a lot of dribbling drills. I like a lot of stationary drills. And then once they get a little bit more advanced, I like incorporating a lot of things into one drill so that we can get efficient in our workout. Right. So
put it all together.
Yeah, put it all together. So we're doing boom passing, or you might be dribbling stationary, slap that thing down, chest pass, and you coming off the cut for a jumper, whatever the case may be. You're doing multiple actions in one drill. I think that's super effective.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So we're gonna have to put something together, man.
For sure.
Mix it up. You know what I mean? Get the girls and the boys together around the area.
Yeah.
Right. That's dope. All right. So I mean, also this summer, I mean, you had a game that didn't go down. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. Yeah. Also, getting you on the island next year.
Facts.
Facts. We trying to find you a matchup. I mean, we know. Trying to find you a matchup. We working on it. Yeah. We gonna get some people that's not trying to play you, so we got to get them out the way. So, so you put a game together with Lady Buckets. What's her name? Aisha. From up North Jersey. Just talk a little bit about that. I know y'all didn't get a chance to play because of the timing and all of that, but just talk about putting that together.
It's funny because Aisha played for Shabazz.
Right. Okay.
That year when
y'all lost.
Okay. Right. So it's always gonna be a rivalry. She was also on that Flames team that I stopped playing with when I was little.
Okay.
Right, so that's family. That's my sis. And she's another GOAT in Newark. So we thought it would be great for both of us to come out and, just give the people a show, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, unfortunately it didn't go down, but we're definitely trying to figure out maybe a time next summer to put something together. I think we're just going to headline it with girls.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Make it a girls one-on-one session.
I like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, moving forward, have that University Shabazz.
Exactly. Bring them back out. Out the woodwork. Sure. Now that's tough, man. Like we said, we definitely want to get you on our platform.
Facts.
We're working on this. She want to rock and get her on there too.
We'll host that on our platform.
Exactly. Yeah, y'all come rock, man. Shit, you got anything else for her, bro?
Just like the whole one-on-one thing, like what do you like? What are your takes on that? Like, what do you think about how this whole summer went as far as like us, the trenches, like the whole one-on-one thing? Like,
honestly, I think it was great. I think it was good to see everybody, come out and be together and all the violence and all that stuff, it wasn't even a factor, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, we get, you know, all the noise, right, about us, and I think it was just good that, you know, we even had different setups throughout Jersey, right? We had y'all down here. We had the who got next? The trenches, right, by me. You know what I'm saying? It was just really good to see, and everybody came out to support, and I think that's the most important. I think if we can, you know, put something even together with all three, that joint would be crazy.
Right.
That's a fact.
Crazy. So. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
be out there.
Right.
You know, I'll be out there with my camera.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been watching them games.
Right, man.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah, I said this.
Intense, right?
Yeah, they turned it around, man. I know on the basketball side for us, cause when the league got shut down, it was like, bruh.
Yeah.
What the hell is we
what we doing here?
Yeah, right.
What are we gonna do for these next couple months, bro? It's nice outside. Yeah, I mean we can hoop, but yeah, they put them rims back up and they did that.
Yeah.
We was like,
that was perfect timing.
Right.
They put the rims back up.
How do you feel about one-on-one basketball, like as a whole? Like, was it something that you was always into? Like, nah, play me on like, play me one-on-one.
I grew up playing one-on-one. Like a lot of times, even like in professional basketball, or when I'm on teams, like when that shot clock go down to 10, like I'm the person with the ball, right? Because I'm gonna get to the bucket. It's probably gonna be one person guarding me. So I've been doing that for so long, right? You on a court with your friends, right? Or you playing 21, right?
Same
You playing maybe 1 against 5, or you playing one-on-one. Or I'm saying in gym, I'm playing against my cousins, my older cousins when I'm older.
You got a big sister, so I know y'all got some one-on-ones.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a part of the game, and I think one-on-one is definitely different from playing.
Oh yeah, 5-on-5.
Like, some people are elite in one-on-one.
Oh yeah,
so you gotta be hard, right?
Yeah.
Like some people dance, like it's way different.
Some boys is one-on-one balls, bro. Like they one-on-one ball.
Right.
You get them in the 5 days, like Eric Snow.
Throw that 3 dribble on that thing.
Right.
Three dribbles is a little different, right? You gotta know how to get to that spot.
Right.
So you know,
what I'm saying? You gotta have a little move.
This is a perfect segue. You know, that's a podcasting word for y'all back there. Segwaying. So yeah. So who are some of your favorite like one-on-one type players? It could be female, male, whatever.
Shoot, one-on-one. First of all, I'm going with Briscoe.
Okay. He love Briscoe.
That's my guy. I didn't know Zay since we were younger. You know what I'm saying? Gotta throw him out here. Shout out to Zay.
Shout out to Briscoe.
I gotta throw out my favorite player. I gotta throw out T-Mac.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that's my guy.
Oh man. Oh,
yeah, it's my guy.
Yeah.
Fact. Same here.
Yeah, T-Mac is my boy.
Yeah.
Different. Lazy eye.
That's my favorite player. My game.
Mac and Mello. Those are my boys, man.
They're probably on the women's side. I want to say Simone Augustus.
Oh yeah.
That's tough.
Simone Augustus.
That's tough.
And you know who I like now? Kennedy Carter. She played at Texas A&M.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They can't do nothing with her.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, she tough.
That's tough. But you tough, man. And I don't know. I got you over. You know what I'm saying?
So I got you. You know how.
One-on-one hoopers, man. I told you. I seen you play a couple times in high school. I mean, obviously,
Not true. Anybody.
High school was like, you know what I mean? A couple games I got to see. I'm like, yo, she might be on our squad.
Facts.
I'm telling Bert, like, yo, she could rock with us, bro. No
Facts.
funny shit. Like,
Facts.
yeah, so I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for coming, man. Appreciate what you're doing, you know what I mean? Appreciate what you did for Jersey, you know what I mean? Basketball as a whole.
The legend.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Not even just Jersey.
Youngins, I don't know if they all know your story. I know we don't be trying to throw all our accolades in their face, but we still gotta let them know sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, pretty much what we just trying to do. Let you know, like, you one of them ones. Like, you know, one of them ones.
Right.
For real. You know what I mean? Anything else, bro?
Before y'all got any questions before you close out?
I'm just honored to be here. I'm just honored to be in the building. That's all.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate
Not
you.
really a question, but like more of a business proposal you could probably take out. Because you said something that was kind of cool about like you just giving whoever you coaching at the time your full attention. So you could probably make like an exclusive club. Like nobody has their phone in this joint. They want to see the finished product. like they're not gonna see what we're working on. They just want to see you get better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So no phones out. So I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I love that.
We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Still that.
Let's do that.
Nah. Shout out to that.
Right. This has been great. You know what I'm saying? This Island Talk the podcast, episode 5. I just want to thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? My best to Laurin Mincy, you here. Appreciate you. Love you. You know what I'm saying? Episode 5. We out there.
Yes, sir.